Welcome back, everyone. So before I made this video, I was gonna clean this room because it's pretty bad. But I realized, you know what? I'm sure everybody on YouTube has a messed up room that they put all their crap. You know what I mean? We all have rooms that we just throw stuff in, and we should keep it realistic. You know what I mean? Not every person's house is gonna be perfect. So, with that said, growing up, I was bullied in middle school a little bit, you know, for whatever reason. Um, Probably, if I would have to guess, it'd be probably shy and soft-spoken. Um, you know, in certain classes, I'm sure everyone's went through this, where they ask you to get out a book, and the teacher will start at one end of the room and say, all right, you start reading and continue reading. Everybody pick a page, and, just today's class is going to be a reading day or whatever. So even though I could read everything, I, if you're a little insecure about yourself or shy or whatever the case may be, reading in front of a classroom of, 20 kids or students, I guess, whatever, is a little nerve-wracking. So, being quiet and shy, maybe a little bit of timid, maybe some timidness in there, and then probably add to the mix of stuttering a little bit. Kids tend to pick up on those things, and they tend to pick a little bit. So it was a lot of that. So, and how I got through all of that was, well, my mom bought me a drum set. So before I knew what any kind of music was, I always listened to country music. Mainly because that's what I was exposed to, and that's all I really knew what was out there. If you're only exposed to, sorry about the camera stand today. If you're only exposed to a certain amount of things, then you're kind of stuck in a bubble. If you only listen to a certain type of music, then you don't really get to explore other genres, different artists, even if you don't really like that style of music. There's so many different talented people and different styles of music that if you don't look for them, you'll never find them. So basically, up until I was about 14, I was only in the country for the most part, mainly Reba McEntire. And it wasn't until my cousin got me into rock music, maybe a little bit of grunge, back in the 90s, that my whole outlook on music and just life kind of involved in a certain way. So with that type of music, there's a band called Korn, Korn, and when I saw the music video, back when they played music videos, the hi-hat went up and down, made like a kind of noise in the song. And I never really, I guess, paid attention, or maybe it's not really prominent in country music to have your hi-hat kind of make that kind of noise. I think in country, the drums are more, at least back then, more in the background, and the main artist is the main focus. Where rock music or metal music, it's more prominent. It's more in your face a little bit, all together, not just the vocals. So, started listening to rock music, and then it kind of went down this rabbit hole from rock to metal to, a bunch of different things. So my mom bought me the first drum set. because I had so much anger because I was being bullied. I didn't know how to deal with it. And going to talking to somebody was pretty much like not off the table, but it was kind of looked at like you don't need therapy for someone, you know, picking on you or hitting you or whatever the case may be. Like that's, it's just kind of nonsense. So it was never said, but it was kind of, I interpreted it that way, you know. So I didn't muffle my drums in my house that I was living at. So when I played, the neighbors next door and the neighbors across the street could hear me play in their house. Not loudly, but they knew when I was playing. So I only play for, 30, 40 minutes at a time every day or every couple of days or whatever. And picking up that talent was definitely a confidence boost. You know what I mean? I was making music, making beats or whatever, and I enjoyed it. And it took my mind off of, the bad parts of, maybe school or whatever. I didn't want to go to school. I didn't really enjoy school. Not everybody likes school. Not everybody uses school as like a stepping stone to go to college. So not everybody has that college in mind. So if you're not good at school. But the way I dealt with it was music. And what I have here that I'm about to show you is a collection of what I've collected over the years and kind of the money I put into it. So don't mind the messy room. Like I said, this is real life. This isn't. I'm not gonna push everything in a corner and act like it doesn't exist, because life exists and we all live. So here's what I got to show you. So there's the drum set. It's a blue. And there's the items I've collected over the years of different plumbing stuff that I enjoy. There's the cymbals. There's a lot of money in cymbals. There's two more over there. A couple snares, guitars, different things. So it's kind of a drum room slash like catch-all room. But if you enjoy playing or want to play, or even if you just want to pick up an instrument, it's a great way to relieve your stress. If I didn't have the drums back then to come home every day and play and just have that connection and energy of something else besides what I was going through at the time, I don't know how things would have ended up. You know what I mean? I know a lot of parents have the kids play like piano or something, but you got to find something that your kid likes. You know what I mean? And that they enjoy, even if it's multiple instruments. You can't pick up one instrument and expect to play it and enjoy it. Like, I feel like you have to explore a little bit. And I know the drums can be an expensive habit, because it has been over the years, here and there. But I look at it as an investment on myself. And if I'm ever in a band again, playing out, that was a big part of it. I could, if it put me in a crowd of 20 people, I'd be quiet the whole time. But put me behind the drum set in a crowd of 20 people, my whole energy, my whole outlook on life changed. I was happy to be on stage. Even though you can clearly see me, I wasn't talking, but I was expressing myself through music. And that's how I dealt with, basically being bullied. I'm sure every case is different. Every kid goes through it at a different time. And I'm not, saying mine was the worst ever, because it wasn't, but we all grow up in certain time periods where it's more accepted or it's not, or, you can talk about it or you can't talk about it or just different things. So if I don't think there's any younger folks on this channel, but I think a lot of people are older, around my age. But if you have a kid that is struggling with something, get them an instrument. Doesn't have to be drums. It can be whatever. Get them something to express themselves. Because I don't know what would happen if I had one down that hole of playing music, listening to different music, and just kind of just figuring myself out, finding my way. And normally it's funny because people will like, oh, you're pretty shy and, not really outspoken. They wouldn't picture me playing the drums. They'd picture someone loud in the room, maybe bragging about themselves or, some kind of personality trait that you would have as a like musician. Not all musicians, but, some musicians think highly of themselves, so, but, yeah, it's a battle if you don't know how to deal with it, and luckily music had, that was the way I fixed it for the most part. So yeah, that's all I got for you today, and yeah, so I'll see you guys in the next one. See you.